don't send a direct mail piece to everybody in our database. We probably have 500,000 or 600,000 people in our, maybe more than that. But so anyway, we'll only notify you on like auctions. For instance, if you registered today for a farm, we have another farm up here generally in this area, you're going to get a notice of it. But if you're interested in like development property or hunting property or commercial property or something up with us, is go to the website, go to wilsonauctioneers.com. The first thing you'll see is our auction, well, a button to click on. It says auction calendar. Click on that button and you can scroll down, see where we're going to be, what we have coming up. We've probably got 30 auctions scheduled in the next 45 days. Lots of different, everything from beautiful home on Greers Ferry Lake, development property, hunting property. We've got another 300-acre farm out south of Magnolia, I think, or somewhere down there that's coming up, and a lot of other stuff. So the best way to keep up with us is on the website. Go to wilsonauctioneers.com, and you'll be able to see where we're going to be next. Or you can certainly request to be on our direct mail mailing list. But we do appreciate you here today. Come back through the barn, and we have one room full of furniture and miscellaneous in the old farmhouse here to sell, and this auction will be over. After you buy something on personal property, I will go ahead and cover all of that. You can settle up at the office trailer right where you registered today. I would ask you this, because this happens nearly every time. Somebody will buy something, you know, say the Kubota tractor, first item, and then that's all they're interested in. But they say, well, I'm going to run to town and eat lunch. And they do that, and they get busy, and at 4 o'clock today, we're still standing there waiting for the buyer of the Kubota tractor to come back and pay. So if you don't mind, pay before you leave. A question was asked a while ago, how long do we have to move equipment and miscellaneous off of the property? We suggest you move it ASAP as quickly as possible, because it is your responsibility. If you buy it today and you come back tomorrow to pick it up and it's not here, you still own it. So just please move it as quickly as possible. Now, if you buy something like the dozer, you know, the tractor, something that is going to be a day or two, we might be able, there might be a possibility that Mr. Wilhite could maybe get it, put it in the barn, keep it locked up, whatever. But the bottom line is you're buying at your own risk, and you're responsible to move it as quickly as possible. We would certainly suggest get everything moved today if you can do that. But you've got a few days if you can't, so don't worry about that. On personal property, everything got to be paid for immediately after the auction's over, or after you buy your last auction item. We do take cash or check. I've looked at everybody on this property, and I don't see one single individual that remotely looks like they're going to write me a bad check. Well, there's one or two that look a little suspicious. No. That's something that we are extremely blessed, and I think it's because of the caliber of people that attend our auction. But I know auctioneers that just get bad check after bad check after bad check, and we literally hardly ever have that issue. So I really appreciate that. So you buy something, pay for it. We do take all types of plastic. If you got a credit card in your pocket, I think we're capable of taking it. On personal property, not on the real estate. It's illegal. We can't take earnest money on a credit card, but we'll talk about that more in just a moment. And so I think I've covered that. Everybody, are we ready? Everybody here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, let me officially welcome you here today then. I'm Joe Wilson, Wilson Auctioneers Incorporated. We are excited to have the opportunity to be at the Wilhite Farm. Is Charles here? Charles, are you on the property? Mr. Wilhite, did he leave? He may be somewhere on his knees praying. No, I wanted to introduce, I think everybody here, especially if you live around here, I know you know him. Their family's been here for a long, long time. This farm has been in the, here, we know all that. I don't have to work with somebody very long to discover what kind of human being they are. But I want to tell you, Charles and Betty Wilhite. Charles, come on up. I hope I don't embarrass you, but I might. But I'm sorry if I do. But we have around 200 real estate auctions a year. We do 4 or 5 a week just about year round. And I sell for a lot of sellers. And I don't say this about every seller I sell for, I promise. If you come to our auctions, you know I don't. But this guy right here, the first day we actually, and that's actually a funny story, he actually thought he was calling somebody else, I think. Didn't even realize he was talking to Wilson Auctioneers. I'm sure glad he made the mistake, though. But anyway, after we met for a little while, he basically looked at us, him and his wife, and said, look, we got to go to Florida. We've lived here a long time. I can't do what I used to, and unfortunately, age does that to you. But he says, we got to get to Florida, and this is what we're going to do. Where do I sign? And I said, right here. And he has turned us loose and let us do what we need to do to hopefully have a great auction for him. We want all of you to make the buy of your life today. That's our goal. Here's the definition of a successful auction real quick. The definition of a successful auction is a seller that's happy when you're done and a buyer that's happy when they're done. And if you got both of them happy on both ends, that's the definition. So thank you for the opportunity. We're going to do our best. Do you want to say anything? All right. He said, buy high. I hear you. All right. Let me introduce the staff real quick. Peter Guerin. Charles, I'm through with you. You can stay here or you can go sit down. Peter Guerin's our listing agent. If you call our office, Peter's shown this farm and this equipment to a lot of you. He's done a great job. We appreciate the effort he's done. David Brewer, the president of our company, and my son-in-law, he's running the show now. I'm not retired, but I let him do all the hard work. Doug Westgate's been with us a long time, all licensed agents with our firm. My son Spencer doing a great job, auctioneer and licensed agent. And Caitlin is in the office trailer who you registered with. And I have Jose, my Hispanic guy running around here somewhere. If you need a little help loading, Jose is strong as an ox. Just, you know, give him a little bit of something for lunch if he helped you a lot, and that'll be great. But he's here for that reason. All right, let me, again, thank you for being here today. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sell you a beautiful, let me get my glasses on here so I can halfway see what I'm doing. We've got a beautiful farm here to sell today, 158 acres more or less. Randy Cloud, Randy, raise your hand. Everybody turn around and look at Randy. Randy Cloud, he operates Cloud Surveying. Randy has been a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine for a long time. He is a good surveyor. You need anything surveyed anywhere generally in, I guess, the whole state of Arkansas. You go everywhere, don't you? But he lives kind of down here in this area. He's a great guy. He'll take care of you, and he won't overcharge you. But Randy surveyed this property. He did a great job, so you're going to get a brand new survey paid for by the sellers when we're done. You'll get that at closing. If you buy the entire farm, if the farm sells in its entirety, you're going to get one outer perimeter survey. If it sells in individual tracts, Randy will come back in, pin those tracts, survey those tracts, write a legal description on those tracts, and you'll get that provided to you at closing. You will get title insurance at closing, which means you're buying this farm free and clear, no liens, no mortgages, no encumbrances, no back taxes. This is not a have-to auction today, other than it's a have-to auction because they want to get close to family and grandkids in Florida. So in that aspect, it is a have-to auction, but it's not a have-to because of financing or a bank involved. There is no debt, no mortgage, hasn't been in 100 years more or less. And we're here today for one reason, to find a new owner or new owners for this beautiful cattle farm that's located here just outside of Nashville, Arkansas. It will be offered in 5 tracts today. I wish that fly would get out of here. We've got 5 tracts. As you can see right here, tract number 1 is the main house up on the hill. It's 32.53 acres. That tract will be sold by the dollar. In other words, so much money, and that's what the bid will be put on the board. Tracts 2, 3, and 4 will be sold. 2, 3, and 4. 5 is the tract with the little farmhouse, right, Peter? Sir. Tract 5 is the farmhouse, yes, correct? Sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Tract 2, 3, and 4, these 2 tracts right here, and we've rounded up these, and we have an exact count as far as acreage, but we've rounded up 10 acres, 34 acres, and 82 acres. Those will be sold by the acre times the amount of acres. So if you're the high bidder on tract 4, 82 acres, and you bid, $4,000 an acre, it's 4,000 times 82, okay? If you bid on tract 3 at whatever an acre, it's times 34, it's times 10, and then when we get to tract 5, that'll be sold by the dollar on 6/10 of an acre with the farmhouse, which is basically right here that we're actually standing on as we speak. And then once we get a bid recorded on all 5 tracts, we're going to have a total right here on the entire farm. Then we're going to go into what we call phase 2, which is any way you want to buy it. Can I use you, sir? Thank you. This gentleman sitting here, we've gone through phase 1. All the bids are on the board, all the prices, and he's going to raise his hand and say, I want to put tracks 1, 2, and 3 up. Okay? We're going to look at the board, 1, 2, and 3. Let's just say total is 400,000, whatever the number is. For a $5,000 increase, he can be in the winning position. He says, yes, I want to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a combination, 1, 2, 3, whatever the number, plus the 5,000, that'll go on the board. That means the high bidder on 1, 2, and 3, the individual round is now out. You're not the high bidder. Let's say this gentleman, if you don't mind me using you, he can raise his hand and say, I only want track 1. I want to put, and 1 track is you can bring up 1 track and increase the bid. I'm only interested in track 1, put track 1 back up. Yes, sir. Well, for a $5,000 increase, and the computer keeps up. Of course, each time there's an increase, the number goes up across the board. The computer's going to tell us it's going to take this much money for 5,000 more. You can be in the winning position. Yes, I want to do that. Boom, we have a combination track 1. Everybody else is in. Now you're out. When you stop bidding, I say sold and the auction's over. This is an absolute auction today, which means every single tract of land and every piece of equipment is going to sell to the highest bidder, whatever they bring. Mr. Wilhite understands that. He's prepared for that. He's already signed all of the contracts and says this is going to be sold today. They are going to Florida. So does anybody not understand phase 2 of the auction, where you can put an individual tract back up with an increase? If you're sitting there and you say, you know what, I'm the high bidder on tracks 2 and 3, but I really wish I'd bought 4. Raise your hand up and say, I want to put, if you are the high bidder on 2 and 3, you can put track 4 up. Just track 4. And if you're the high bidder, then you are the high bidder on 2, 3, and 4. You understand what I'm saying? When you get through bidding, the auction's over and we're done with the real estate. That's the bottom line. If you leave here today, and we had this happen the other day, we sold a farm, had several tracts. A man walked up to me, his face was blood red, blood vessels busting out of his neck, and he was madder than a hornet at me. And he said, I can't believe this. I came here today to buy these 2 tracts that have joined me, and you didn't let me buy them. I said, sir, wait a minute. If you'd have bid 5,000 more, you could have bought them. Well, I know that, but I got to give. I said, I'm sorry. Somebody else was willing to do that. So if you don't get what you came to buy today, it's your fault. That's why we do this. If you want all of it, you can buy the whole farm. If you want tracks 1 and 2, you can buy that. If you want 3, 4, and 5, you can buy that. And the way it sells, when you get through bidding, we're going to say sold, the auction's over. Any questions about that aspect of the auction? Very simple, and it may sound confusing, but I promise you, when we get through, and this doesn't take hours, this takes a few minutes. When we get through in a few minutes, you're going to say that worked pretty dang slick. Because this does. It doesn't leave anybody out. If you want the whole farm, you're going to have a chance to buy it. If you want a piece of it, you're going to have a chance to buy it. That's what's good about this method. It doesn't leave anybody out. Don't forget the 10% buyer's premium today. It applies to everything. Whatever you bid, you add 10% to that amount, that's what you pay. If you bid $500,000 on the house in the 30 acres, you're giving $550. If you bid $1,000 on a piece of equipment, you're giving $1,100. If you bid $100,000, you're giving $110. So just bid accordingly. The buyer's premium will be added on at the end when we get finished. It will not be as we go through tracks 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll put the buyer's premium on at the end. We need to ask you to be ready, willing, and able to close within 30 days from today. We can close sooner than that. Somebody asked me earlier, if I buy track 4 and I want to get cows on it as quickly as possible because there's plenty of grass out there, when can I move them? I said, the day we close. When can I close? I said, Monday. We're ready to close. If you're a cash buyer, you want to write a check, we can close quickly. Do we have an agent from the title company here? Did they make it?
As far as I know, we do.
Okay, all right. Is anybody here from the title company out of Nashville? Okay, but anyway, all we got to do, as soon as we're over today, we'll deliver contracts or a contract, depending on which way it sells, to the title company. They'll get the paperwork ready, and we're ready to close. We ask you to be ready to close within 30 days. Now listen to me carefully. If this applies to you, this will be the most important announcement I make today. On the terms of the sale today as far as earnest money, Tracts 1, the house tract is $40,000 down as in a cashier's check as earnest money. That means if you're the high bidder, we're going to require you to put up $40,000 in a cashier's check today. Tracts 2 and 5, that's the smaller tracts, are $5,000 earnest money, and tracts 3 and 4 are $10,000. That's a total of $70,000 if my math is right. I think that's correct. So if you buy the whole farm, you'll put $70,000 up today. That'll be deposited in our real estate escrow account till through the closing. Now here's what I need to tell you. If you're sitting here today and you know, hey, I really want whatever, you know, the house, and you're the high bidder on the house, congratulations. You give me $40,000 earnest money. That's perfect. You call me back in a week and say, I went to the bank and that bank refuses to loan me the money. What do? The first thing I'm going to tell you is, wow, I'm really sorry you just forfeited $40,000. We don't want your earnest money, ladies and gentlemen. That's the last thing Wilson Auctioneers want. And I guarantee it's the last thing Charles wants. That's why there's earnest money. It strictly says you earnestly intend to buy this property, and that's all we care about. So give us the earnest money. Be sure you can close. If you're sitting here and you're not 100% positive you can close within 30 days, do not bid on this property today, because I don't want you to risk your earnest money. That doesn't help anybody, and it sure doesn't help us or the seller. So please don't do that. Bid what you want to give, and that's what it's going to take to buy. Closing within 30 days. As far as the house tract, I met with the Wilhites before we started this morning. They think they can be what the terms of the sale are going to be as far as the house, possession of the house, and I'm talking about the main house on the hill, is 30 days from closing date. So in other words, assuming today is July 13th, I think, we close by August 13th, they have until September the 13th, actually 60 days from today, to vacate the property. Now, they have already told me if that's an issue with who buys the house, and they need it sooner, we will do our best to get out. Charles even said we might even be able to be out within the first 30 days. So they're going to move as quickly as possible. They're not just going to sit there till September 13th. So chances are you can get access much sooner, but the terms of the sale will be you can get access no later than September the 13th as far as the house is concerned. Now, all the personal property in the house, obviously they are keeping. Charles, a question that I didn't ask Betty, and you might not even know the answer to this, or Pete may know this. Is there any like custom drapes or something that goes with the bedspread that she's going to want to, as far as drape, everything, all the drapes remain in the house? Of course, anything permanently attached, stay with the house. What about like the refrigerator, washer, and dryer?
Refrigerator stays, and the freezer in the garage stays. Wash and dryer go.
Okay, they're keeping the washer and dryer, but they're selling. No, you're not.
Are you leaving them?
All the appliances stay. Refrigerator stays, washer and dryer stays, and the freezer stays. Okay, but all the other personal property they are keeping. Okay. Again, terms on tract 1, 40,000. Tracts 2 and 5, 5,000. Tracts 3 and 4. 10,000 on those individual tracts. Anybody have any questions on the real estate aspect of this auction today? Terms, closing, how we're going to do it, anything?
Let's roll.
Very good. Everybody understands what we're doing. That's what we like. Any questions? All right, let me ask you to do me a favor. About, I don't know, over 30 years ago, I started praying before every auction, and I had missed one since, and I'm not going to miss today. Let me ask you to bow your head. I'm going to open this word of prayer, and we're going to begin. Father, thank you for this opportunity to be in your beautiful creation. I thank you for this beautiful property we're even standing on today. I pray for every single person on this ground, even those that are with us by the internet and even watching today. We do thank you for all of these people. Give these guys that are here safety as they leave. I pray for the Wilhites. I know this is a big move when you've lived on a property literally your entire life, and then you're going to move away. It's not easy, and I pray you give them the strength and the health and everything they need to get to Florida and start the exciting second chapter of their life. Again, thank you for the way you bless and provide. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you very much. Okay. Get cleaned off here a little bit. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer track 1. Let me tell you just a little bit about track 1 and the beautiful home sets on the hill up here. It is 3,000 square feet, more or less. It's 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's on 32.53 beautiful wooded acres with fenced pasture, pine hardwood, and pine timber. Automatic gate entrance coming into the property. You've looked at it. I'm not going to read all the amenities, everything in it, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous property. And again, we're going to sell it by the dollar and record that bid, and then the acres, 2, 3, and 4 by the acre. Record those bids, and then go to track 5, put that bid, go to phase 2, and then this auction is going to be over. So now it's your turn. Let's have an auction sale, and let's sell that beautiful home. Start along me to get for it. How much started we want to buy it? Folks, it doesn't matter where it starts. It matters where it stops. Start it somewhere. Get along me to get for it. How much? 500,000 where? 500 to middle of 500. 555. How much? 200, thank you, more than I had. Now 3. 200 to middle of Bible to get 3. 2 to get 3. 3 to get 300 to middle of Bible to get 300,000. 200,000, now 3. 300 to middle of Bible to get 3. What do you get? 250. 250. 200,000, now 50. 250, 50, 50 to 2.5. What do you get? 2 1/4.
Yes.
Thank you. Now 50. 225, 50. Were you bidding, sir? 250. I've got 225, 250. 225, 50. Thank you. Now I've got a new man in. 275, 275. Now 300, 300. Now 3 1/4. 300, now 1/4. Don't waste it. No doubt about it. What that property up on that hill is worth. 300, 3 1/4. 300. What do you get? 310. Let you in for a dime. 310. 310. What do you get? 10, 10. Deputy 310. Well worth the money, and you know it. 300, now 10. 310 in the middle of the Bible to get 310. 310 when you get 10, 10. Deputy 310,000. 305. I read his lips. I've got 300 asking. Would you get 305? I'll let you in. 300, 305. 300 in the middle of the Bible to get 305. 3 to get 555 to get 305,000. Just 5,000 more. No doubt about the value. 300 now 5. 305 to get 555 to get 305,000. 300 now 5. You want to do it? 305. Thank you. Now 10. New man in all the way. 305 now 10. Now you're both out. 305 to get 310. 310 when you get 10, 10. 10 to get 310,000. 35 to get 310. Folks, listen to me a minute. 32 acres up there. I don't know what you think 32 acres is worth, but I've got a pretty good idea. I guess we'll find out in a minute when we get on the acres. But 32 acres in this location with that kind of house on it, that property is worth the money. I can tell you right now without a shadow of a doubt, Mr. Wilhot's got a lot more than that in it. But it is what it is today. It's going to be sold. And get in the winning position this first round and make somebody take you out in phase 2. That's all I'm saying. I've got 305 right here. 310. 35 when you get 310. 310 when you get 10. 10 now 15. 310 when you get 315. 315 in the middle of the Bible when you get 315. 310, 15. No doubt about the value. 310 when you get 15. 315 in the middle of the Bible when you get 315,000. 310 when you get 315. 315 in the middle of the Bible when you get 315. Do it one more time. 310 just... Ma'am, let me tell you something. It's only money. And I promise you, when they throw that last shovel of dirt in that hole, you're not taking a penny of it with you, so you need to put it in that house up there on the hill. You can do that. And I'm going to write a check and take it out. 315, it's certainly worth the money. 315, get in the position, make them take you out. 315, 310 when you get 315, 315 in the middle of the Bible, 315,000, 310, 15 in the middle of the Bible, 315, try him one time, 310 when you get 315, 315 in the middle of the Bible, 315, 310, 15, 315,000, 315 in the middle of the Bible, 315, 315,000, 315, 315, thank you, now 20, 315 when you got 20. You can also see who wears the pants in the family. No, I'm just kidding.
30 years?
You're a smart man, sir. I've been married 44, and it took me about 40 to realize that. And thank God I lived through the first 40. 315,000, 320, you're out. 315 when you get 320. 315 when you get 20, 20, 20 at 320,000. 315,000 over here. Anybody? 315 when you get 320. Sir, are you done? 315 when you get 320. The middle of when you get 320. 315 when you get 20. We're going to put it on the board in a minute. 315,000, 320. 320,000, 315 when you get 20. 315 when you get 20. 315 when you get 20. Down in the middle of when you get 320,000. 320,000. 315, 320. Yes or no? Let's hold the bid at 315,000 right here. Bidder number is 599, 315,000. And again, this does not include the buyer's premium. That'll be added on at the end. Track number 2 is the pretty little, right at 10 acres. It's actually by the survey 9.52. We rounded it up to 10. It's got the hay meadow. Would make an ideal building spot. City utilities right there with county road frontage. 9.52 acres. We've rounded it up to 10 acres. So much an acre times 10. That's what you're buying. So much per acre times 10. Start it on me, dollar to get for it. $5,000 where? Per acre times 10. 5,000. It's got to be worth that in that location. 5,000 a bit. Kick it off somewhere. How much? 1,000. Thank you. 2,000 where? 1,000 a bit. When you get 2. Want me to get 2? 2,000 in the back now. 3. 2, 3,000 now 4. 3 to get 4,000 a bit. When you get 4,000. 3,500 now 4,000. 3,500 to get 4,000. 4,000 to get 4,000 now 4,500. 4,000 to get 45. 45 to get 5, 4,500. What do you get? 4,250, sir. Let you in. 4,250. I've got 4,000 here. 4,250. 4,000 to get 42 and a half. 4,000 to get 50, 42 and a half. The middle of I. What do you get? 4,250. 4,000, 42 and a half. Sir, one time if you get 4,100 an acre. I've got 4,000 right here. 4,100, let you in. I'm going to let him in too if he wants. 4,100. You just look like you want to. You got yes written all over your face.
A lot of people want to do a lot.
I hear you. 4,000, $4,100. Are you done? Let's hold the bid at $4,000, 525. 4,000 an acre, that's easy. That's $40,000 on track 2. Track number 3, the 34-acre track. It's the beautiful track that adjoins the house up here on the hill. 33.77. Again, we've rounded up to 34 acres. Fenced and cross-fenced. Parcel has a wooded barn. Garden ideal for the home. Barn, several acres of hardwood. Pasture with grazing. Freshwater well. Lafayette Creek runs through it and is divided by multiple fence-sailed pastures where you can keep your cows off your grass or bale some of them or whatever. 34 acres, so much an acre times 34. Don't make me beg you to bid. Kick it off. How much on it? Started on me dollar to get for it. 1,000, 2,000.
It has a well on it.
That's
No. On which one? Track 3?
track 3.
It's got tanks. The wells are down here, but the tanks are on there. The wells are.
Here's a well that's pumping water all the way.
Yes.
Okay, the well is on this property. Thank you for saying that.
Yes, sir.
It's pumping it to the different tanks in this sorted pasture. Again, obviously, is it actually on this track 5?
No, it's on.
On this track right here.
It's
on
on
4.
this track, so track 4. The well that feeds all of these pastures is on track 4.
There's 2.
Okay, so thank you. That's a great point. I've still got 1,000 an acre. 2,000 where? 1,000 a bit of a get 2. Want me to get 2 on track 3. Want me to get 2, 2, 2. We get 2,000. 2,000 a bit of a get 2. 2,000 a bit of a get 2. Are you done? Thank you. 2,000 where? 1,500 now 2. 2,000 a bit of a get 2,000. 2,000 a bit of a get 2,000. 2,000 a bit of a get 2. 1,600. 15. 1,750. 2,000, sir. 17 half to get 2,000. 2,000 a bit of a get 2,000. 2,000. Now 2,100. I'll let you in. Now 2,200. Now 2,300. 22 to get 23. 2,300 a bit of a get 23. 2,200 now 3. The bid's over here. 2,200, 2,300. 2,200, 3, 2,300. It's my man in. Right. All right. You're in. 2,200. 2,300. 2,300, now 4, 2,400, 2,300, 4, now 5, 2,500, 24 to get 5, now 6, 2,600, 25 to get 6. You know what it's worth. 2,600, 25, 6, now 7, 2,700, 26,700, 2,700. Folks, it doesn't get much better than that up there. Beautiful meadow. You've got water. You've got pastures. You got everything. I've got 2,600, 2,700 an acre. 2,700, 2,600, 27, 2,600, 27. Good. It joins you guys. Great. 2,600, 2,700, 26, 27, 77. Are you done? 2,600, 2,700.
Awesome.
Let's hold the bid at 2,600 right there. 527. 527. 2,600 an acre. And Doug's already got that figured up. That's $88,400 for the track. Track number 4 is this track we're on. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's 81.56 acres. We've rounded up to 82 acres. It's got, again, the zoned off pastures with water from the well on this track. Bermuda grazing, divided into 6 different pastures year-round for cattle rotation. 2 freshwater wells on this track, and the pond gives excellent water here. These 2 large barns, and we've also got a quarter-mile of frontage, or about that, on 355, the highway right here. A beautiful, beautiful track. This track 4 right here, 82 acres. And let's do it. $1,000 bill. Thank you. You guys just like to hear me talk. That's all that is. $1,000 bill. 2,000 where? 1,000 in the middle of the Bible to get 2. Want me to get 2? 1,500 then. I'll play the game with you. 1,500. Now 2,000. 1,600. Look, I don't want to beg you to bid. 1,600. 1,500 in the back. Now 17. Now 18. 1,800. Now 19. Now 2,000. Now 21. Now 2. Now 3. Now 4. 2,400. 23. We get 4. 2,400 in the middle of Ivy. 2,400. You ain't going to find it anywhere else. 2,300. 2,400. 2,400. 23. 2,400. You're going to wish you had tomorrow. I guarantee it. 2,300. 2,400. 23. We get 4. $2,400 bill. 2,300, now 4. 2,400, do it again. 2,400, 23, 4. 2,400, now 5. 2,500, 24 to get 5. 24 to get 5, you nearly had it. 2,400, now 5. 2,500 in the middle of 5 to get 25. You're never going to have another opportunity, boss. Today's the time. Another $100 may buy something that you'll be proud of for a long time, and your family will too. 2,400 is the bid. 2,500. 24, 2,500. 24 to get 5, 5, 5 to 2,500 in the middle of 5 to 2,500.
I'll go 24.10 if you want to do that.
Go 24.50. I'm not going to get down to $10 an acre. 24.50. I've got 2,400 right here. 24.50. Last call. 2,400. 24.50. 24.50. 24.50. Let's hold the bid at $2,400 an acre. I'm sorry, yeah, that's who. I just was off one. You're it. 2,400 an acre. Give me your buyer's number. 536. We'll get a total on that right quick, and then we'll offer the house on 6/10 of an acre, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, here we go. The house, the farmhouse right here, make a great rental property. Somebody needs a first home, or if you bought track 4, or you need a caretaker, somebody would be perfect for that. It was actually where Charles, I think actually, Charles, weren't you raised there? You weren't? You spent a lot of time there.
6 years.
All right, there you go. On the house, on the 6/10 of an acre. How much on it? Starter, where you want to buy it? How much? 25,000 where? Kick it off somewhere. 25,000. 25 to get 5, 10. Now 15,000. 10 to 15. 10 to 15 in the middle of $5, $15,000 bill. You bought track 4. How can you not do that? 10,000, 15,000, 10,000, little Bible, 50. Did you get it? I've got 10,000, 15,000, 10, 15,000, little Bible, 15. When you get 11,000, 10,000, now 11. 11,000, little Bible, 11,000, 10,000, 11,000, little Bible, 11, now 12. 11,000, little Bible, get 12. 11 to get 12, 12, 12 to get 12,000, 11,000, 12,000. Any more interest? 12,000, anybody? Now 13. 13, you're on the back. 12,000, 13,000. 12,000, 13. In the middle of the Bible to get 13,000. 12,000, 13,000. No doubt about the value. 13,000 little Bible to get 13,000. A pretty dang good little 1,200 square foot house on 6/10 of an acre right here on this highway. Got to be worth that. 12,000, 13,000. 12,000, you get 13 in the middle. 13,000, now 14. 13, we need 14. 14,000 in the middle of the Bible, we need 14,000. Anybody else? Let's hold the bid at $13,000. Bidder number is $520. Let us get a real quick total. And again, remember this is without the buyer's premium.
520.
Yep.
We've got $653,200 without the buyer's premium. $653,200. I tell you what I'm going to do just to see if there's any interest. We normally do this. First thing I'm going to do is offer it all in its entirety. All of it in its entirety. We've got $653,200. See if there's interest in somebody jumping in and buying the whole farm for a $5,000. So for $658,200, you can get in the winning position on the whole farm. Let's offer it and just see what happens. $658,000 where? $658,000 out of the middle of buy with you, $658,000. $600,000, $58,000 out of the middle of buy with you, $658,000 bill. Any interest in its entirety? Any interest? Any other combinations? Any other increases by $5,000 to put a track or combination of tracks up? Any other interest? If you want to look at something, just tell us and we'll tell you what the number would be.
We can tell you what the number is. You don't have to bid it, but we'll tell you what the number is.
We can tell you what the number is. You're not obligated if you're interested in maybe looking at something.
David?
Yes, sir. We can tell you what the number is on
Are you good?
Any other advances on any track?
Give me 4 and 5, please.
4 and 5 feet.
209,800.
209.8 would be the time bid, so it would take 214.8 to be in the winning position on tracks 4 and 5. 214.8.
Mm-hmm.
It does. 214.8.
4 and 5. 4 and 5.
No interest?
Nope.
Any other combinations? Any more advances? Anybody?
Just recap the board real quick and then.
Here's the way the board sets. Track number 1, $315,000. Again, all of these are plus the buyer's premium. Bidder $599. Track number 2, bidder $525. Track number 3, bidder $527. Track number 4, bidder $536. And track number 5, bidder $520. That's the way it stands right now. All 5 individual tracks with individual buyers. Any other combinations?
Look at anything.
We'll put 3 and 4 together.
Anybody want to put an individual track back up?
Any other advance?
I'll tell you what it's going to be.
Put 3 and 4 together. 3 and 4. Let me see 3
Three,
and 4.
3 and 4, Peter.
It's 285.2 to tie.
285.2 to tie, so 290,200 to be in the winning position. 290,200.
Where we're at right now. Pretty good so far.
You're not going to have this opportunity again, probably in the anywhere near recent future. You want it? Now's your opportunity. Any other combinations? Last call.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second, Dad.
Randy, you ready to go to work?
Any other combinations, Spencer?
I don't.
Any other combinations? Last call. Then I'm going to say, and I sold it to the 5 individual bidders If you're a high bidder, please step up here. We'll get contracts ready. Get your John Henry on it.